Hello everyone, my name is Tessie Mebitaghan. I wanted to touch base with us and encourage us and also talk about something that is very important to me, and I'm sure everyone in the event industry will understand and it will resonate. We will pick something out of what I'm going to talk about today. So over the weekend, somebody mentioned something to me, and it was so funny because I used to struggle with that, and that's the issue of wanting to do everything yourself. And I understand why people can fall into that trap. It is not because you don't want other people to do the things you're doing. It's because we are just not used to delegating. Imagine you have done an event for your clients, one of the biggest days in their lives. You've made sure you were struggling to make sure that event goes very well. Everything is spectacular. But your own business, which is something that is important to you, you have not bothered to see how you're going to make it grow and how you're going to make it scale. Why I say you've not thought about how you're going to make your business grow or scale is because you want to do everything yourself. But if you do everything yourself, you can't grow. And if you don't grow, you can't scale. Scaling is something we're going to talk about. We'll talk about, oh, you structure your business, you put systems in place. I know everybody talks about that, but nobody actually tells you how do you put those systems in place? How do you structure those things? But before we go into that, I want to really talk about the fact that we are doing it like a one-man business, or doing our things like a one-man business. I mean, don't get me wrong, please. If what you're doing is a hobby, then by all means, because you can't delegate your hobby to somebody else. But if this what you're doing is not your hobby, is what puts food on your table, is what pays your bills, or part of what pays your bills, then you have to start thinking of, okay, I need to bring somebody to do this. I need to bring somebody to do these other things. We can do all things. We can do all things. However, we can't scale when we do all things, when we struggle to do all things. It used to be one of the things that I struggled when I started in this industry. It was like that. I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. I mean, I can just go ahead and do everything. However, I couldn't scale. But once you start diversifying and start delegating was not something I grew up with. I didn't grow up in an environment where delegation was common. So I ended up doing things on my own, and also because of the fact that I I kind of like learned along the way that, oh, if you give people responsibilities, they mess up. So the best man for the job is myself. So I end up doing most of the things myself. But then I wasn't growing. I was getting these calls. I was getting these businesses, but I wasn't able to. Sometimes I couldn't do some of those jobs. I couldn't do some of those businesses. I couldn't. If I travel, my business just slips. And I love traveling. So that was something I had to think about, like, okay, for me to be able to scale, for me to be able to grow the business to where I'm envisioning, to where I am thinking of this business should go to, then I should be able to diversify. So whilst we are busy doing people's business events, whilst we are doing their events and making sure their event is amazing, we should always come back and think, is this profitable for my business? Is my business making a profit? So, for example, a client comes to you and they give you a proposal, or they give you their request, then you send them their proposal. In that your proposal, you should be checking, is this paying my staff? Whether you have permanent staff or you have contract staff, temporary staff for that particular day of the event, you're checking, is this going to pay my staff their wages for that day or that weekend? Is it going to pay for logistics? Is it going to pay for my services? Because you as a professional, your services should be paid for. So if at the end of the day you find out that these things that you have called do not get paid from the business, as in when the payment from the client comes, it doesn't cover all those things, then you're making a loss. You're not making a profit. So you're just doing a charity work. What you're doing is a charity business, not even a business, charity work. You're running a charity organization, and we all know that we are not running a charity organization. We are all business people. So, as a professional, as an event professional, what you must ensure is to be at the back of your mind that I am in this business to make a profit. There's no business that you start that you don't want to make a profit. So to make a profit, you must learn not to do everything yourself. We must change our mindset, change it so that what we are doing will not be you alone. Like I said before, if it's a hobby, then it's a different thing entirely. It's a hobby you're doing. Yes, you just do it when you feel like you like it. But if it's something you want to do, like for a long time to get a legacy and everything, then you cannot do it on your own. Okay, so I'm going to look at the next point we'll talk about is being busy is not the same as being profitable. I know in this industry we'll talk about, oh, I'm very busy. Oh, last week was very stressful for me. We all wear it as a badge of honor. Like, oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. This past week has been so stressful. Like, we are happy to tell people that we have been stressed, that the weekend was stressed or the week was stressed. But it is not a thing of pride. It's not a thing of pride to be stressed. Like, we in the event industry, we wear it as a badge of honor. But it shouldn't be like that. I tell you, as someone in the event industry, we are all in event professionals. Like you're a planner, you're a decorator, you're a photographer, you're a caterer, whatever. It should not be stressful for you. So being busy doesn't mean that you're making a profit. It's not profitable. It doesn't mean you're being profitable, rather. So you can have events Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then at the end of the day, you didn't make any profit. It can happen because you have to pay those people, the people who work with you. You have to pay for logistics. You have to pay for several things, and at the end of the day, you didn't make a profit. So being busy and being stressed that weekend doesn't mean that you are profitable. And how does that work? If you are not doing this thing all on your own, I'm trying to tie everything now. If you're not doing this thing on your own, you're bringing other things. You're making sure your business is flowing. You're making sure you're delegating people to do certain things, and then you now find that it frees you to be able to think properly. Some of us are working in our businesses. We're not working on our business. There are two different things. Work on your business, which means you look at it from an outside perspective, and look at it. Okay, what is failing and what's not working, or what is working and what's not working. Once you find out those things, you now start putting measures in place. That is when we now come to that point where we talk about putting systems and structure in place. Everybody's talking about, the event industry, there is creativity, but there's no structure, there is no systems. What are those systems? So the things that you do constantly, continuously, if you do certain things more than 2-3 times, then you should try to automate those things. Things like, for example, responding to calls, responding to messages, you can automate those things. There are systems or software that helps you to automate those things. So you don't have to stress. So when you are sleeping, your phone messages can be responded to. There are systems that can put that in place. Or if you have a website, you can do it in such a way that people can buy or do whatever they want to do. Amazon runs without people, because those systems have been in place. They have put systems in place. So you don't have to call, I want to buy pen. And then, okay, we have 2 or we have 3. There are systems already in place. Even me that I'm saying this to you, I'm also working on myself to make sure my systems are tight. My systems are very solid. And there are software, there are places, there are so many apps that can help you to do these things. So try as much as you can. So when you are sleeping, you can still be making money. Okay? Now, never price simply by copying competitors. That's something that we all do. Once you're like, oh, what's this person charging? Let me charge that. Just be yourself. What works for you should work for you. Don't copy people. So at the end of the day, the lesson I want us to take from today is this. Your business should make you profit. You should endeavor to create a business. Put things in place that your business should outlive you. Put things in place that ensures your business makes profit. Put things in place that whilst you are making somebody's events to be spectacular, amazing, and fantastic, you also will go home smiling, not going home with stressed body, you're tired, you are looking so rugged and haggard, and like, oh, she's an event professional or is an event professional. No, as an event professional, as you're making people look happy, on be happy on that day, you should also be going back. Your bank account should be smiling as well. I hope this video has helped us, and we will try and change. Doing things on your own, doing it by yourself is not necessarily bad if you do not want to scale. But if you want to scale, you have to grow. And for you to grow, you can't do so many things on your own. Do the things that you are great at. If the thing you're great at is speaking with your clients, make sure you do that and let that be what you stay with. If things like sending invoices, sending proposals, yes, invoices and other things, somebody else can do it, or running the show on the day somebody else can do it, then fine. Why not delegate those things? So I'll leave this with you guys to think about it. What are we going to do to make sure our business increases in profits, our businesses outlives us? So that is my my thing that I'm leaving with you guys today. So I hope this helps somebody somewhere. You can share this video, let people look at it and understand that there is more to what we are doing. There is a better way to do it. Something that you're doing years ago, it can't change. You can't expect it to give you a different result if you do the same thing.